Yeah, the farm, it's 807 hectares, 600 effective, run 2,500 ewes, or winter 2,500 ewes, and 180 breeding cows. Keep 1,000 hoggets, replacement hoggets, and other replacement cattle. I was given some radiata pines about, it was 1989 I think that was, and it pretty much started from there. Started to do it mainly first for stock shelter up on the top country. It's very flat and exposed to the southwest, and from then we've done like gullies, dirty gullies, tomos, places like that where I want to keep stock out of. Fenced off corners to make mustering a lot easier, and from then on I've done a lot of plantings just for the looks really. We had the home farm that was 400 odd hectares, and then this place here, which is on the boundary, right on the neighbour of ours. He was a good friend of ours, and he fell ill. He had cancer and couldn't sort of carry on. He eventually passed away, and the farm came up for lease, and they give us the first opportunity to lease it, and we leased it for about 4 or 5 years and had the chance to buy it, and we bought it in 1988, and from then on we've sort of got stuck into it, and it was quite a run-down property, so we subdivided and did a lot of that work. Up on the top flats it's volcanic, very light soil, and down on the lower country it's the heavier clays, so we've got quite a difference in soil types, and they sort of got their own merits, I suppose. The country up on top, as soon as you break it, it erodes very easily. That's why we'd never consider having bulls or deer farming, because they tend to sort of burrow into it, or fence walk and that type of thing, and you get erosion, you get real bad erosion, so we've just stuck to the sheep and beef.
So how do you cope with such a large farm, but basically you do it all on your own?
Well, it's the way I've sort of developed it. It's well laned, it's smaller paddocks, it's just makes it a lot easier. It's no problem to get stock in with all the lanes that I've got involved. The past season, as we all know, it's been quite a severe drought, even for this area, and less than that problem here, we've installed a water ram about 3 years ago, which has really proved a benefit this time around. The water ram itself is a Williamson high flow. It lifts the water 250 metres over a distance of 2.5 k's, and from the source at the top we gravity feed it over the rest of the farm. I've put pines and ukes and so on, and that incorporates the wetland, and we've made the wetland a lot better by channeling a creek back into it so that it stays wet all year round. It used to dry up in the summers, so I've utilised a creek alongside it and flowed it back into the wetlands, and it overflows back into the original creek. It's worked quite well. Even this drought this year, it didn't dry up, so I was quite happy. When I started planting back in 1989, planting the trees, I got involved with the local farm foresters, and we do a lot of field days. It's very interesting, and we've actually had a field day on this property a few years ago, and you learn a lot. I thoroughly enjoy it. I do a soil test every second year, because I do brassica crops. I do 2 brassica crops following up with sow it back into grass, so I do soil tests to see what's required.
It's a little bit unique, isn't it, this environment that you're in?
It is really, yeah, because I find that some of the fertilisers I'm sort of not that happy with. I prefer to use ones that are environmentally friendly, so to speak, but still like to have good crops, good healthy crops and grass. Yeah, this year with the drought we did have problems with the brassica crops. We had diamondback moth was a bit of a concern. There was a lot of spraying for that going on. We got away with it luckily with I presume it's the higher altitude and a bit cooler.
Do you have an interest in horse trekking? Tell me about that.
Horse trekking, I started with my partner 5 years ago, and she'd done a lot of it prior to meeting me, and we've sort of gone on from there. We've done 2 treks the big cavalcades down the South Island and thoroughly enjoyed those. The people you meet and the country, it's very interesting.
So how's the lifestyle here?
Oh, it's not too bad. You get used to it. It's very, very harsh climate, but being born here, I suppose, you're used to it. And we farm accordingly and work accordingly.
So what do you do in your downtime?
What downtime?